Arthur, I know it'll still be raw, but how do you explain what happened in those last 5 minutes?
Yeah, some things are unexplainable. And I thought we were excellent for 90 minutes, but the game went for 95. So, you got to see out matches. And for most parts of that, I thought we were really good. I think the performance was impressive for most parts. Some good goals that we scored. But normally you'd hope that, if you score 3 goals at home, that you'd take away the points. But tonight wasn't to be, unfortunately.
Because your first half, you were particularly dominant over Western, unlucky to only be 2-1 up, but they really forced themselves back into the game in the second half. What changed in the second 45 that allowed them to do that?
No, I think it's a case of, when you have that dominance and you're creating those high-quality chances, you want to score more. And, maybe the lead should have been bigger at half-time in terms of the football and the chances created. I think we needed to be more clinical then and probably put the game to bed, but we didn't. And in the end, it comes back and it bites you, and that's unfortunate. That's the disappointing part because, like I said, for 90 minutes I thought we were great, but the game went for more than 90 tonight, and we needed to be better for that last part.
Given the nature of it really was a tale of two halves because you dominated the first and Western dominated the second pretty much. Is it, I guess, a commentary on, in this condensed fixture, how hard it is to really go that full ball for like a full 90 minutes? What do you think?
I think the hardest thing for any team is to dominate a whole game for 90 minutes. I think that's the challenge every week. You want that. And we discussed that at half time that we still need to put another 45 minutes together, and the first half is not enough. And in the end, it wasn't enough. We did ever so well, but you come away with nothing, and that's the most disappointing part. So, especially at home, when you score 3 goals, you want to be going home with something.
There's also, I guess, you score 3 goals and you were in front 3 times. That also just sort of adds salt to the wound, I guess, as well.
Yeah, it does. It does add salt. But in saying that, each time that they equalised, we showed something to come back and score again, and that's very pleasing. Even the types of goals that we scored was very pleasing. 3 different scorers. We've been talking about scoring more goals. Creating chances hasn't been the problem. We know that. Scoring goals, we want to be better at. Tonight we scored more, but unfortunately it wasn't enough.
What was your view on the disallowed goal in the 59th minute to Piscopo?
Well, look, from my viewing there, you couldn't actually see what was happening. So I didn't get to see the different angles. I'll watch it later on, but it looked a little bit soft, to be honest. But if they saw that there's a foul, there's obviously a foul. And they're little moments that can turn the game as well because, not going 1 in front, you're going 2 in front at that point. I think that was going to make us 3-1 at that time. And that's the growth we need in this team right now. Take that step forward and not just go ahead by 1, but go ahead by 2, especially when you've earned that. But in the end, they're a good side and they came back. They got good players. And in the end, they punished us and got something out of it.
You took the lead just about 10 minutes ago, and then you brought Zinedine off, brought Josh on. Western kept Noah Botic and Hiroshi Opisuki on, and they threw everything at you, and they got the goals. In hindsight, to bring off a attacker and put on a defender, would you have done that again? Yeah,
I think so. I think in the end, we knew that they were going to start, crossing balls into the box, getting wide areas and deliver a lot of crosses. That they're a type of team that does that, especially at the end then when they're a goal down. So we anticipated that. But in the end, that final goal, we've got 7 players in the box, they've got 4. So, it's a tough one to swallow.
It was notable on, I think it was 3 of Western's goals that the ball came in and then one of their players nipped in front of one of your defenders and just wanted the ball more and got there first. Is that something that you need to urgently address quickly?
Yeah, we'll look at every goal. We'll look at the performance as a whole, and obviously we'll look at every goal we've conceded, just like we'll look at the goals we scored and the chances we created that we didn't score off as well. That's all part of the process when we review the match. And like I said, there were so many positives tonight. That's probably the most disappointing part of the result, because I thought tonight for the most part of that, we were very good, and the football was good, the chance creation was good, the goals were good, but the disappointing part's the result, that's for sure.
Arthur, the club's now gone 5 games without a win and could have gone to second tonight, but so close as the competition, you could actually follow the top six now. How's the confidence? I know it's early after the game, but what is the feeling amongst the group? Do they sort of still have that self-belief to get out of this rut that they're sort of in at the moment?
Absolutely, you can see that from the performance. You know, that's the most pleasing part. So, you know, yes, the result disappointing. Absolutely, I'm not going to deny that at all. But you know, you got to look at the performance as a whole, and a lot of pleasing things from that performance. You know, that shows the mood that they're in as a group. That shows, you know, in that performance. So, yes, it's disappointing, but we move on.
Arthur, I guess, you know, a club like Melbourne Victory, with the expectations that it has 5 games without a win, we haven't had any official word about your future yet. Are you feeling any pressure surrounding your role in the face of this?
I think there's any coach at Melbourne Victory has got pressure every day. That's part and parcel with the job and the club. We look at it week by week and day by day, and we keep moving forward. We've got to keep, you know, turning up every day and doing the right thing as a group and a team and a club. And I think we're doing that because the performance shows.
Obviously a tough way for Jason to go out. How do you go about replacing someone of his calibre?
That's probably the biggest disappointment out of tonight as well, that we didn't, you know, send him off a winner. You know, he deserved that. You know, he's everything this club's about. You know, he's someone that's a special human being and a big character of this club and the league. And in the end, I'm devastated for him tonight that, you know, we don't send him out a winner in his final match at Melbourne Victory. That's disappointing. But now, tomorrow's another day. We've got to look forward and plan without Jace. And we'll look at, you know, possible replacements in the near future.
Recently, you said that one of the positives is that you guys are creating chances, and it happened again tonight. I guess to salvage something from such a devastating loss is the fact that you are still. I mean, I think you had more shots on goal tonight again. So is that something you can build on and point to the fellas to sort of?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I think performance-wise, like I said, you know, I don't want to keep going on about it because in the end we didn't get the result. Very happy with the performance. Very happy, you know, for 90 minutes. But like I said, the game goes for longer than that, and we've got to be better. And that's the growth we need at the moment to take a step forward.
I guess last season conceding late was an Achilles heel from this side, and now this is the second home game in a row where you've given up leads. Is there something that still needs to be worked on about, I guess, running out games for this group? Because there has been largely consistent players between last season and this one.
I think we need to score more goals, Joey. I think that's the most important thing for us right now, and putting teams to bed when we can. Because if you don't, you know, any team in this competition on their day are good, and if you don't put them to bed, they come back, and in the end, it can bite you like it did tonight. So, you know, we can talk about, you know, seeing out a match, but I'd like to look at it and say we need to score more goals, especially when we're on top and dominating the game. That's when we need to punish, and we didn't, unfortunately, and in the end, that's what happens.
And tonight, injury-wise, have you escaped unscathed or any concerns?
Yeah, I think at the moment, I actually haven't seen the players yet, but for more reports, I think we should be fine.